Dr. Simone Gold, thank you for coming by. Thank you for all that you're doing. Let's get an update. It's been a year since I've talked to you. Talk about what's happening.
For sure. So America's Frontline Doctors, we're pretty busy. We just submitted an amicus brief in the USA versus Skermeti case, which is about the transgender mutilation of our children. That's a big deal.
Absolutely, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And we also just produced our first, a second movie actually, called whatisadoctor.org. Really, what is a doctor? Is a doctor somebody who's truth teller, a healer, reality-based, or is a doctor somebody who lies to you and offers you negative things like Dr. Fauci did? So whatisadoctor.org, we explore the lines that doctors crossed during the COVID years, and then we progressed to 2024 in the transgender ideology. Whatisadoctor.org, you'll love it.
Well, yeah, we should. We need to watch that. The whole thing is, we had some people on here earlier, like Chloe Cole, who came out and said she not only did she lose, friends, but the doctors themselves turned on her, who were supposed to be giving care, when she decided, like, this isn't what I want to do. She felt bullied into this whole thing, and
it's the medical industry it's shameful what has happened to doctors. My dad was a doctor. Being a doctor was honorable.
Right. It was.
Now many doctors are using their knowledge really against patients who have less knowledge. We won't tolerate that. So America's Frontline Doctors, we have a lot of freedom doctors, a lot of independent thinkers. We say no to the insurance, we say no to the medical industrial complex, and we bring people like you, people like your viewers, the truth. One of those truths is whatisadoctor.org.
Okay, so they can see, is that documentary? It's out now?
It's a documentary, it's out now, and we're actually streaming it for free because it's so important that you see this and you become empowered.
Okay,
and
awesome.
Chloe, I believe Chloe has seen it. It's an outstanding film.
All right, whatisadoctor.org. All right, so go watch that.
Yeah.
We'll watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. All right, goldcare.com. Last time we talked, it was that you were really just kind of rolling that out.
Exactly.
Talk about that.
That is the most exciting thing to come from the COVID years. So we saw doctors not put patients' best interests first. We absolutely saw the break in the doctor-patient relationship. Before 2020, we thought maybe a doctor was some were better, some were worse, but we never thought that they didn't care about their patient. And we saw undeniably that doctors did not care about their patients. They let them take lethal treatments. They didn't give them early treatments. They told them to stay home until they were blue. Unacceptable. So we Freedom Doctors got together and we launched a business, goldcare.com. Goldcare.com is national telemedicine all over the nation. We have doctors in every state.
Wow.
And how we use it is you come and you join. You become a member. Very low price, Gene. It's $10 a month, $20 for a family. And then you get access to all the education. We have webinars. We have lectures by some amazing experts. We have classes, nutrition classes and spirituality classes. And then if you need to see a doctor, you then pay as you go. It's very transparent. $100 for every 15 minutes. And you just book the amount of time you want with a like-minded Freedom Doctor who's unbiased. Another thing we do is we put together naturopathic doctors and allopathic doctors. We've got it all.
Oh, no, and you're not supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, so nobody told me. I don't listen very well to direction.
But that's amazing that you're
amazing.
Because it's been two competing tracks.
And by the way, that's mostly in America. That's not true in other nations. There were lawsuits that started they divided the naturopath doctors from prescription writing doctors. That division needs to stop. Sometimes you need a prescription, a lot less often than you think you need a prescription, and you need access to all the information to decide.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, we also want people to be prepared. We don't want you to have a pharmacist that tells you can't get this medicine. Absolutely not. Goldcare.com, we have preparedness prescription packs that you can buy, and then we mail them to you. I want you to have in your medicine cabinet hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, Zithromax, prednisone. I want you to have those medicines at home, so when you need it, nobody else can block you from it.
Oh, that's awesome. Goldcare.com. You don't have an excuse anymore. I think thank you for doing that. Because we meet people so many times that are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, they can't
This is the solution. And by the way, it is honestly your civic obligation. Anybody who's hearing my voice who knows your show, this is your civic obligation. The reason I'm doing this is twofold. One is you need a good doctor. You need to trust. But the other reason is the macro reason. I learned in 2021 that the people behind the vaccine mandates, the constricting, were the insurance companies. We're not talking Pfizer, Moderna. I'm saying that it was Kaiser, it was United Health Group, it was Blue Cross. It benefited them financially to force the mandates. It's a complicated reason, but we found that out in discovery. You as a freedom-fighting person, a person who's putting your voice out there, should not be carrying an insurance policy. Now, Medicare age is different, but average working class age people who believe as we believe, should not be carrying and paying for Blue Cross and Kaiser. We will show you a better way, and I'm going to shock you and everybody.
Come on.
I have not had health insurance for more than 10 years. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You think, how could you live in America without health insurance? I will teach you how to do it responsibly. Goldcare.com.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, we need to talk more about this. Yeah, that's great. All right, so I got to go there. Let's talk about J6 and what happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of came through that. One of my favorite stories is watching you come out of your prison, with your hair and cornrows. And I'm like, look at that, dropping down, doing push-ups. I'm look at you. Let's talk about that experience and what it did for you.
Yeah, so, I think if the other side throws all this at you and they think they're going to destroy you, I think it's not true. I think you come back twice as strong. I'm really not afraid of anything at this point. I mean, most of us are afraid of jail, losing our freedom, and it's horrible, and it was a terrible experience. But you know what? I did it. So what are you going to threaten me with today? You're not going to scare me. It was terrible. It was selective persecution, selective prosecution by our government. Thank God that Trump is in office. We J6ers, the real J6ers, are going to be bringing lawsuit against the DOJ for having done this. DOJ, the FBI, and the Bureau of Prison for having done this. They violated our constitutional rights. They violated our civil rights. You remember that I'm a lawyer. The illegality, there were so many illegal things. The U.S. prosecutors lied during trials. The district court judges were heinous. They were convicting and the defendants in front of them before they were even hearing the stories. And I also wrote a book that's coming out in about 2 months. It's called Selective Persecution, and it uses my J6 story to explain kind of the infrastructure fascism that we have in our nation.
Wow. Let's just, that so many good things, goldcare.com and whatisadoctor.org. How did we get to this place in the medical community where we have such an issue with the doctors?
Yes, there's a few reasons, but a really straightforward one to understand, that my father, who was a doctor, was a small business owner. He was in practice for himself. During the 70s, 80s, certainly in the 70s, 80s, about 85% of doctors were self-employed. It was their own practice. So today it's flipped. Today about 85% of doctors are not self-employed. They are working for somebody else, typically a large hospital corporation, or it ends up down the line, it's really a large insurance company. Essentially, they're serving a corporate master. The problem is when the corporate master comes into conflict with what the patient needs. So the corporate master drives the paycheck.
Right.
If they had policies, if the corporation set down a policy, no ivermectin, no hydroxychloroquine, then the doctor didn't do it. So we need doctors to be small business owners again. The only way you as a patient will get a straight answer is if you have a doctor who's working for you. I'm a lawyer too. Lawyers work for their clients. You pay them an hourly. Gold Care, you become a member for $10. Then you have access when you need a doctor, and you just pay them hourly. You want 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes, you just pay them for their time. That's it. It's very clean. It's very transparent. You get a doctor's advice in your pocket. We want people with insurance to come to us or without insurance. If you don't have insurance, I will teach you exactly how to do like I do, be done with the insurance model, because it's constricting you. But if you have insurance, I almost want you to come to me more, because you need to get the straight answer. If your doctor tells you need X, Y, Z, is that true? Do you need X, Y, Z? So,
I mean, you saying, going back to the COVID question, I know I'm bouncing all over the place. My mind's going, we were bashing Pfizer and all these companies, but you're saying it was really the insurance companies that were driving so much of that.
It was two different things. So Pfizer and Moderna had a financial interest in the shots.
Right.
But what is unknown is that the insurance companies had an interest in the mandates. Okay? I am really...
So they had that all wrapped up, the mandates and then the shots.
Correct. But everyone here who believes as we believe, who is very anti-tyranny and pro-freedom, is paying premiums to companies that are constricting your premiums. The reason I didn't have health insurance for 10 years ago is because I was an insider. I knew the drill. I knew what it was. I wanted maximum freedom, maximum ability to choose my doctor that I wanted, and a financial safety net. That's why you have insurance. So I want to teach everybody to get off the fake, the belief that they need medical insurance to have financial safety net. They do not. We will teach you how at goldcare.com. And if you choose to stay with your insurance because you're used to it, it's mother's milk, you sort of understand it.
Sure.
No problem. Twice as important to have a Gold Care doctor who can give you advice when you need, and then you can go back to your insurance doctor as an informed consumer.
That's amazing.
It is.
It's not Simone Gold. What do you think, guys? Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you so much.